Hey everyone, my name is Seth Yelorda and I'm a leadership and life coach, and I work with organizations and individuals, helping them to accomplish their goals and to achieve more in life. And in this episode, I want to dive into a teaching I recently did for my Sunday group coaching cohort. If you want information about that, just see the link in the bio. I want to dive into this content, and we really talked about a motto that Jamie Kern Lima really has popularized, and I've taken that motto and tweaked it and adjusted it just a little bit, but I think it's really going to be helpful for you. What I want to deal with is how you as an individual can experience higher levels of personal and professional fulfillment. All of us, as we're going through life, we want to experience fulfillment. We want to find fulfillment in our marriages, in our relationships, in our family, in our finances, and definitely on our job. You want to go to work and you want to feel confident. You want to feel competent. You want to feel like you belong. You want to accomplish your goals and objectives and KPIs. You want to achieve more in life and in work. And a lot of people, you want to achieve more in life and work than what you're currently achieving. And so I want to dive into this framework, this model, this graph that is really helpful. Now, what Jamie really kind of laid the foundation for us in her book called Worthy is that she described personal and professional fulfillment as the convergence of two components. So imagine a graph that is a 90-degree angle. And on the bottom axis, that is the x-axis, that's where you would have self-confidence. Now, self-confidence is nothing more than your ability to believe that you are able to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. So if you believe that you're able to achieve your personal goals, your professional goals, your financial goals, your relational goals, then you might have a high level of self-confidence. Now, we're not talking about arrogance, because you might say, well, I don't want too much confidence because I don't want to be arrogant. Well, arrogant is how you see yourself in relationship to others. So if you see others as below you, you're above them, that you're better than them, that they're less than you, that's when you get into the realm of arrogance. But confidence is really just, do you believe that you are able to achieve the things that you set out to achieve? And if you do, then you might say, I have high levels of self-confidence. So on the x-axis is confidence, the bottom axis of this 90-degree angle. On the y-axis, the vertical axis, is where we have self-worth. And self-worth really is about, do you feel as though you are worthy, that you are deserving, that you belong? And that if you have a high level of self-worth, then you would score yourself, let's say from 0 to 10, that you would score yourself as a 7, 8, 9, or 10 based off of, do you feel like you belong, that you are worthy, that you deserve whatever it is you are stepping into? So you have this graph, which is a 90-degree angle. You have the x-axis and you have the y-axis. And on the x-axis is self-confidence. On the y-axis is self-worth. And what Jamie suggests is that as you increase in self-confidence and as you increase in self-worth, that is where you find personal and professional fulfillment. Now, obviously, those two are two separate constructs. You can say, man, I have a lot of fulfillment personally, but I don't have fulfillment professionally. So we can separate the two, but for the purposes of this episode, we're just going to combine the two. So as you grow in your self-confidence and you grow in your self-worth, your personal and professional fulfillment will increase. Now, that is phenomenal, because what that suggests is that if you are not experiencing fulfillment in your personal life or in your professional life, it's because of one of these two constructs. Either you have low levels of self-confidence or low levels of self-worth. Now, a low level of self-confidence simply suggests that you don't feel as though you believe that you can accomplish your goals. You're not confident that you believe. You don't believe that you can fulfill your goal personally, that you can accomplish the project, that you can get the job, that you can secure the promotion. Or maybe you're struggling in your relationships, your finances, your marriage, your health, and you feel like, man, I don't believe I can lose this weight. I don't believe I can get my blood pressure under control. And so because you have low levels of self-confidence, you are not going to be able to go through life with fulfillment. You're constantly going to be looking and longing and really operating from a sense of lack. You're not going to be leaning into abundance. You're not going to be leaning into gratitude. You're going to be leaning into scarcity and lack because you have low self-confidence. Similarly, if you have a low self-worth, if you feel as though you are not worthy, you don't belong, you don't deserve to be wherever you are, that you don't have the value, that you are not a person of value, then you are going to struggle with experiencing personal and professional fulfillment. And so it's interesting that when you look at your life, just ask yourself, how fulfilled do I feel in my career? And how fulfilled do I feel in my personal life? And if there is a lack of fulfillment, it's because there is either low self-confidence or low self-worth. Now, I love this because what this suggests is that your fulfillment in work and in life is not based on anyone else besides you, that you are responsible for the level of fulfillment that you have. You might often, many of us feel as though, well, if they would just do this, or if I had more of this, or if this happened in my life, or if the cards were dealt to me a little bit better, then I would have more fulfillment. And we are looking at external circumstances to determine how we feel internally. That's when you have an external locus of control. But what this model and this graph suggests is that no, your level of fulfillment has nothing to do with external circumstances and has everything to do with internal circumstances, the internal dynamics that are taking place within inside of you. That it's not about you having an external locus of control, but it's really an internal locus of control, that you are in control of whether or not you feel fulfilled in life. And that is directly connected to how much confidence do you have and how worthy do you feel you are of whatever you're stepping into. Now, I don't want to just leave you with this model. I want to actually share with you a few tips and tools that you can apply to increase your confidence and to increase your worth. So when it comes to self-confidence, I talked about this on a previous episode. Self-confidence really comes down to how much cash you have, not C-A-S-H, but K-A.S.H. And you can click this video right here to learn more about cash and all of the things that go into what that means. But basically, cash stands for knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. That if you want to increase your confidence in a particular domain, let's say you want to increase your confidence in your ability to lose the weight, to get in shape, to get your blood pressure under control. Maybe you want to increase your confidence on your job, your work, your career aspirations. Maybe you want to increase your confidence as a parent, as a spouse, as someone managing your finances. Then you need to increase your K.A.S.H, your cash. You need to increase your knowledge. You have to ask yourself, what do I need to know, or who do I need to know? What attitude and mindset do I need to have? What skills do I need to develop? What habits must I practice? So if I want to have more confidence in my ability to get control of my fitness and my health, I need to increase my cash. I need more knowledge, a better attitude, more skills, better habits. If I want to increase my confidence in my job and my career, I have to ask myself, what do I need to know? What attitude do I need to have? What skills do I need to develop? What habits do I need to form? Everything as it relates to your self-confidence comes down to cash. Just take, for an example, a basketball player or a football player who is playing at a professional level, their ability to score a touchdown, their ability to hit the shot, for them to have the confidence that they need to have to hit the shot when pressure is on and the world is watching and the time is short and the game is on the line. It all comes down to their cash, their knowledge of how to hit this shot, their attitude and their belief that they can hit the shot, the skills and the actual technique on what needs to take place to hit the shot, and the habits that they have built into their life that have allowed them to excel on that level. So everything comes down to how much cash you have as it relates to your self-confidence. So if you want to increase your self-confidence, increase your cash. Knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. And again, we'll link the previous episode above. Now, if you want to increase your self-worth, this is where I feel a lot of individuals struggle. You can see me raising my hand if you're watching on YouTube. I have struggled with this as well. And a lot of times the reason why individuals have a low self-worth is because they have been living their life within the triangle of death. And the triangle of death is shame, fear, and guilt. That you have been living your life based on shame, fear, and guilt. And if the shame, fear, and guilt are a root construct for your life, are at the foundation of your life, the fruit that tree will produce will be low self-worth. Because you are constantly trying to fight through your shame. You're constantly trying to fight through your guilt. You're constantly trying to fight through fear. Shame says, I am not enough. Guilt says, I don't do enough. And fear says, I don't have enough. And individuals who have low self-worth, if you wrestle with whether or not you feel worthy of stepping into a new season, worthy of stepping into a new role, worthy of that relationship, worthy of abundance in your life, it's because you are bouncing around the triangle of death. Shame, fear, and guilt are characterizing and controlling your life. So in order to move from the triangle of death to the triangle of life, we have to take shame, fear, and guilt, and we have to dismiss it, and we want to embrace faith, hope, and love. Faith, hope, and love are what we call the triangle of life. That when I look in the mirror, I want to have hope for my future. I want to have faith, both believing in God and believing in my abilities. And then I want to be rooted in love, that I love myself, that I am loved by God, that I am accepted, that I am enough, that I do enough, that I have enough, that I am enough. That's what faith, hope, and love are all about. And if you are living according to the triangle of life as your root construct, then your worth will increase. The way that you see yourself, the value that you have, and that you know you bring to the table, that will increase. So your level of fulfillment in life is directly connected to how much cash you have, K.A.S.H, and what triangle you are living in. Are you living according to shame, fear, and guilt, or are you living according to faith, hope, and love? I'll do another episode where I really dive into these two triangles, but I just wanted to kind of offer this up to you as a suggestion for why you may or may not be experiencing a high level of personal and professional fulfillment and what you can do about it. So as you go into this week, as you go into this day, ask yourself, give yourself a score on a scale of 1 to 10. How high is my self-confidence? On a scale of 1 to 10, how high is my self-worth? And if you are less than what you desire to be, then what you need to do to increase is embrace K.A.S.H and embrace the triangle of life. I hope this episode was helpful for you as you go into this week. Think about it, reflect on it, and please reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. Leave a comment. And if this episode was a blessing to you, please share it with someone else. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.